I want to leave you with this poem. It's longer, but I'm going to read the first 2.25 pages. Yeah, thank you. And this poem is called Words That Build Bridges Towards a New Tongue. Words that build bridges towards a new tongue. And every generation, you know this, my mother rebelled against her mother. I rebelled against her. My kids, I got 4 kids, they rebel against me. Their kids are already starting to rebel against them. And on and on and on. You know, people don't like, people, I heard people, old people say, and people in my generation say, oh, that rap. I said, listen, man, you like John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk. My mama didn't like that. I remember when people here didn't like Chuck Berry. What are you doing? What are you playing? We grew up down the street from Chuck Berry. People, what are you playing? You know what I mean? This black folks. I remember when black folks didn't like what Muhammad Ali did. Malcolm X. Oh, I can't go over there. I can't deal with that. Oh no, I got a job. I can't shit. Who he gonna make me lose my job? And what that Negro talking about he ain't gonna go to Vietnam. He ain't lost nothing in Vietnam. Oh no, And why he leave his name Cassius? What Muhammad Ali? What that's supposed to mean? That kind of stuff. So we gotta remember that. That everything's about change. It's about change, and it is going to change. Whether people like it or not, it's going to change. My kids going to change and everything else. That's the way it is. I understand it. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. You got, like Sun Ra once said. Sun Ra once told me one time, Quincy, you got to keep your antennas up high and take whatever comes into them. I took that to heart. I keep my antennas up way high. And whatever comes into it, if it's good, I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. And I know that my kids are going to be different from me. Like I was different from my mama. Like my mom was different from her mama. And my grandmama was different from her mama. If you go back. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So what I'm saying is words that build bridges towards a new tongue, which is a long poem, and I'm going to read 2.5. That's what it's trying to get to, words that build bridges towards a new tongue. Y'all know y'all be listening to people. What that boy say? What that mean? When my son first told me, I said something to him. He said, "Speak to the hand." No, he didn't say speak to the hand. He just did this. I was like, what are you talking about? He's talking about talk to the hand, because I ain't gonna deal with you. And it was just a new way of talking. It's the way young people talk today. It's new. I live in Harlem, and on my street, and then I'm gonna read this poem. On my street, George Sam knows this. On my street is full of Senegalese, Malians, now white folks, Latinos, and black Americans. 116th and 7th Avenue. I mean, it's, my wife says, it's all mixy-uppy. It's all mixy-uppy. You walk down the street, you liable to hear anything. You know what I mean? You be saying, people be saying, old black people be walking saying, what that boy talking about? What do you mean? What's that language he's speaking? Where you from? I say, he from Harlem. He a black kid. He a black American. Hell, what he saying? You got to listen. Jack Coltrane. When Coltrane came here first. Then nobody want to hear Coltrane because they want to hear Sonny Rollins. They don't admit that. Because Sonny Rollins was supposed to be with Miles, see? And the announcer said that Sonny Rollins was sick. Actually, it OD'd almost. He couldn't come. He don't do that no more, but that's what he did that night. I found out later. And he brought Coltrane. And everybody said, who's Coltrane? Shit. People was pissed in St. Louis here. They wasn't pissed after they heard him play, though. You dig? Words that build bridges towards a new tongue. This is for John Coltrane. You begin with a sound wrapped around a syllable or syllables, a word or words like razzmatazz or ratamacu. Then listen to a red-bone black man playing a horn like a clue, like a train or John Coltrane or bird. Then you play around with word sounds your ears done heard. Lift them off a rebound, spellbound inside a roux. Because of a cue, your memory remembered anew. Now you add a few nouns and vowels, words singing like birds flying through spring winds, thunder clapping with rolling consonants, their feathers echoing colors now, black or white or blue. As a ranky-dank pressing flesh beneath them was immune to trailing blues stretched out behind them. Voices that flew rhythmic as cute soundtracks through the night's sweet longing, chewing like wailing engines hurling down isolated tracks, way out in the dead of night's hushed music. Round the voodoo, bewitching our bats, who like words bruising from a crew of mad-hatter good boys were circling inside a hushed cave, where a strange blend of language was fashioning itself now from screams and cries, the whooshing of beating wings, drumming pell-mell clues through the dark cinematography of a dream bordering on nightmare as it wraps itself around you now like it was a cocoon. And you find yourself there inside the cave of your head, and you are whatever it is you think you are. Brand new. You are what you believe in as truth right then, right there. When you hear sheets of sound rushing out of the bell of a saxophone, it is a stomped down cornucopia of magic spiraling out of a dream from a golden axe shaped like an elephant's trunk. The shape of need here is a question mark, bewitching us with breath, power, mystery, stealth is what new language is shaping itself into now, inside the neon air, hip-hopping and rapping in voice rhymes of young people. Before us right now is what the mind's ear reminds the tongue of here, chasing the sound of a freight train, moving at full speed. Is a syntax, a jackety-jack of wheels rolling through the slick flow of tracks, bedazzling gears. The song of it all beguiling us with amazement. The rackety-rack of steel spinning over and down rails, underground, overground tracks. The sound we hear is real when we know it, coming from the terrifying mystery of a hip shaman's horn. We see the music form in the shape of a hot tongue, of a big flame lighter, tonguing out gusty flames as sounds, as words inside the scorched flow of lava, inside a tongue that is red, white, and blue, laced with dues paid in Philadelphia, in Hamlet, North Carolina, where our language was fractured there, congealed, until it hopscotched itself to its own backbeat conundrum, before it peeled across the air, clear as a bell ringing cold on Sundays, unleashed a rage and rhythm and tempo, heated voices in sermons, became a fire there in flight, was volcanic, trying to find my space. Was volcanic, was volcanic, with spill of syllables aglow, the night flaming with embers, washing through the breeze like a tribe of fireflies, swarming the night sky, a voice pure and guttural, a primal scream, looping clues of prophecy here, blue, or sweetly singing as a slew of birds cracking across a fondued sky laced with magenta. Their music heard in ringing bells as the wind tongue trills melodic as it breezes lilting language through chiming leaves trembling like lovers in heat time when the air is all aglow and splendiferous with greens, yellows, and glows, bright reds, bougainvilleas, jacarandas fragrant as voices of doves cooing, sweet pink of flaring rhododendrons that burst into shapes of trumpet bells, evoking miles playing muted live in memory. Clean as a whistle is where a poet stretches rubber sentences into bridges of music now. Language reinvented itself daily out of lost and found words, constructing what it is to speak as a true American here today. Right now, words moving through poems as magicians through parades, clowns dressed up as verbs, adverbs, adjectives surrounding nouns with bright verb, reminds the senses of sweet odor of frangipani perfume, rhymes and rhythms intoxicating the senses, brothers and sisters, rhymes and rhythms intoxicating the senses. rhymes and rhythms, intoxicating the senses. Thank you very much.
That's right, y'all. St. Louis, give it up, Quincy Troupe. Yes, he's come home. He came home and he brought with him some flair. We thank you. Thank you, Quincy. And I know your mother is very proud. Mama is very proud despite all we know about her now. And she's really not upset with you, but thank you so much, Quincy Troupe. And to the host for this event, the New Art Series, I just want to say thank you to two men who pulled all of this together. One of them is in the back of the room with the camera around his neck. Giuseppe, thank you. And George Sams, thank you. George in the back. Don't go away. We want to acknowledge someone who is here with us today, who I am just so happy to see. He is one of those people who helped me know what BAG was all about. You know, the title of this is BAG and Beyond, New Friends and Old Friends. Well, one of my old friends who taught me what BAG was all about is here, Mr. Floyd LaFleur. Why don't you stand up, honey, and let everybody show you some love. Trumpet player extraordinaire. Floyd, thank you for being a beacon of light and a joy, and the father of a very beautiful daughter who herself is